to 25 Sweetpeas. Today for you, I'm swatching the most recent release from Zoya. This is their pink palette for 2022. I believe this is also like their summer collection. However, they have done many different palette releases in the past year, and we also saw like seasonal palettes. Seasonal collections, so I'm not 100% sure. But either way, this collection is filled with pink shades, one sparkly one, and we're swatching them today. The first one is called Joanie, and this is like a really light, kind of like pastel pink. It's a really nice shade, as you guys can see when I put it on. It is a kind of like patchy, I guess. But I felt like it did cover really nicely in two coats. Depending on how thick or how thin you are doing your coats, you might need a third, but I was content with two. And again, this can also change whenever you change it to a wider brush. But like I've mentioned in videos, I like to keep it with the default. So, like if you buy the polish without any extras, like this is what your performance is going to be. So the next shade is called Maddie, and this one is also a light pink shade. It's a bit warmer toned and almost a bit muddier, if that makes sense. It again covered really nicely in two coats, I would say. Actually, it covered nicer in two coats than the last one did, in my opinion. It was a little bit more self-leveling. The next shade is called Shannon, and this one is, again, it's bolder, not bolder per se. It's still got that dusty element to it, but it is a bit brighter. Again, on the warmer toned side of a pink, and I really liked this shade because it does get you closer to kind of like a coral or a salmony shade. And this one covered perfectly in two coats. The next shade is called K, and this is getting brighter, funner, hotter for like summer shades. And I'm sorry about the camera, like whenever I pull away, it gets super saturated. So when you see it and it's not super saturated, that's more accurate to the color. Not sure why it's been doing that lately. So there's like the real color of this polish. Again, I don't know. I'm so sorry about that. That covered really nicely in two coats. Then the last shade is kind of like a poppy red shade in my opinion. So it definitely has that pink element, but it also does have like a red vibe to it, but it pulls like what I would picture as like a poppy flower where it's got a hint of pink in it, even though it's a red. Anyway, super pretty, covered perfectly in two coats. And then the topper in this collection is called Angel. And this one is going to look great on anything, but I put it on this one since it'll have the biggest, boldest contrast. And it definitely picks up some like pinks, some purples, and a little bit of like a warm yellowy gold shade. So all in all, it's a really fun collection. I'll be 100% honest, like when I saw the pictures of this collection online, I was like, I don't know, I don't get it. Some of the pinks like don't really go together in my opinion. However, when I saw it in person, got to play with it, I felt like that changed. I felt like they did actually go together. I think sometimes we all have to remember that when we see things on a computer screen, a phone screen, an iPad, like no matter what the screen is, not everything is always going to be 100% accurate, especially just moving from device to device. A lot of people have on like the color shifters to help with their eyes and things. So whenever you see colors online, you have to be prepared for them to be different when seeing them in person. And I think this was a prime example of that, where it just wasn't jiving on computer screens for me, but in person I really liked it. So I hope that this was a good overview of this collection. If you haven't heard about it yet, it is available now on the Zoya website, and I will link everything that you need down below to head over there, and of course the information for the collection will be down there. But I think that is it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you in a new video very soon. Bye!